too windy to play outside today. So we're going to go over some indoor course options for the Scx30 or a 24 or 18th scale stuff, whatever you want, but smaller stuff. Cheapest thing to start with, one of the easy ways to start is, just using cardboard. I started with a pizza box here so I could close this all up and have a little portable course like that. That's free. We got these wooden kind of modular kits that you can buy on Amazon or AliExpress, or this one's just the seesaw bridge. They make different sort of undulating wood cutouts. They're about $20, $25, $30 for a kit. Then we have Legos, which are awesome scale for the Scx30. And then there's these sort of 3D printed things from AliExpress. I think I paid $12 for this set. There's a couple of other pieces that they do snap together with Legos decently, and so you can kind of modify them to get some different lines and stuff. So yeah, I think that was about $12, and I got some used Legos for like $10. I also have some old Legos that I've been playing with. Then, if you've been watching my channel before, you've seen stuff I've done with expanding foam. It's also a really cheap way to go. This is just some leftover foam at the end of a can, whereas this was 2 or 3 cans of foam and another $10 to $12 worth of like an acrylic concrete mix that's really hard and durable. There's some spots it's a little bit thinner that I've kicked this and kind of cracked it, but the thicker spots are super durable. You can build something. I think this, I was honestly in probably $25 to $30, but you could do something smaller for $15 easy. The first one I did, video here, that one I probably spent about $15 on. Not as big as this one, didn't have a bridge like this. And then one thing I have not tried, and we can try today, is that viral aluminum tape course. I don't want to use a giant drop cloth, so I just found a cool piece of kind of thick canvas material with a nice texture to it that should be kind of grippy. So I'm just going to make a small obstacle with some of this tape. But the exciting thing for this video, hold on, is what's inside this box. Got a little package from our friends over at Universal Rocks. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. So I bought the second to cheapest set, so a Moab set with my own money, and they reached out asking if I was interested in upgrading to the Mammoth Mountain set. So I said I was interested in the upgrade and shared a link to my first neon crawler video and chatted with the guys over there, and they upgraded me to the Mammoth rock set here for a free upgrade, which was very nice of them. And I also get the smallest section here that's a little bit flatter, but I got some fun ideas for this. Should make it pretty interesting. But I gotta say, the texture on this is really nice. I can't believe how flexible it is for feeling like real rock. I mean, these things don't really flex at all. The acrylic concrete flexes a little bit, but too much and it'll crack for sure. This is just pretty trippy. I'm trying to see the edge here. Yeah. You can see it's like rubber, and then it just looks like a layer of sand on there, but it's totally flexible. Some little bubbles in it. See the texture up close there. And it also included this little display rock, just big enough for the Scx30. So the detail on these rocks are just incredible. But the thing is folding up a little bit. So I'm gonna go lay it out in the sun. Hopefully the wind doesn't blow it away. But yeah, so I'm gonna lay this out while I put some of that aluminum tape on that piece of fabric that I got there. These things do smell interesting, I have to say. Alright, so we'll see if the whoa! Alright, so we got it laid out like this. Gonna see if the sun kind of softens up the rubber a little bit and lets it lay a little bit flatter. All right, well, that works. I could see how a bigger piece, a bigger section could be pretty cool. The small one isn't super exciting, and it might need a little bit more, another layer of tape underneath, but I guess I can see the appeal. I still think I would prefer a foam course over this method, but I don't know, this could be cool, especially maybe if you found a nice thick piece of material and painted it up like rock. And you can kind of even use it to maybe integrate between a couple sections, like take this rock, this universal rocks rock, and have some fabric go up onto it. Okay, just got this laid out flat still, but there's definitely some interesting enough lines. Just lay it out completely flat on this mammoth section here. You make it pretty challenging. You built up more of a frame or leaned it on something. So but man, it gripped really nice. I'm gonna say the grip texture is better than most of the foam work I've done. I think because the spray paint I've used gets a little thick and kind of glosses over the concrete texture that I've had in the first place. So this is inspiring me maybe with my next one. Rather than painting, I need to start dyeing my concrete. Okay, so compared to that mammoth section, this Moab thing is pretty flat. So I'm thinking it'd be pretty cool, bent up, kind of some wobble to it, some ups and downs. If only I could flex it and pose it like I did with this foil, or this aluminum tape, I should say. And I don't know how much of this stuff it would take to hold this into shape, because just this small piece is pretty heavy. Alright, so I did about 6 layers of tape there, and as soon as you start to flex it, the tape just doesn't want to stick. So that's not going to work. Um, it doesn't hold at all. Alright, so laying this thing out in the sun for a little bit totally helped it kind of soften up and flatten out. And now I put a whole suitcase underneath it here, so I can get some elevation and I can get some really steep. This is going to obviously be too steep for my 30 here, but so anyways, this thing is pretty dang cool. It is pricey though. Then this guy, trying to think of something interesting to do with it. The spoiled tape didn't work. It doesn't stick. I'm just probably going to stick this to that piece of fabric. But I had an idea. Thinking about if I can make this sort of like retract. So I was looking at stuff to use, and I was inspired by this handle here. And I think I need a new handle anyways for my pool sweeper. So you see if I can screw this, I'll test out. That'll help me test out how it is screwing into this, like how it affects the material, and if I can retract it, hopefully just like bulge up in a couple spots, and I'll be able to like kind of adjust it and customize it on the fly. So let's see how that works out. I'm just gonna use these short screws that won't go all the way through and just drill it right through. So taking a screw out definitely does leave a little hole. It's not too bad, not super noticeable, but I would be cautious, like drilling a whole bunch of screws into a frame and then removing them later. And too much of that, I think it might start to look a little shredded. But yeah, occasional little hole, not a big deal. I mean, it already got some little like kind of bubbly holes that are kind of part of the natural rock look. Okay. So I got this to screw in pretty well. It actually makes a nice little handle for carrying this thing around. Very portable. But it doesn't have enough holding power to really get this thing to stay up on a flat surface. Oh, see, it just kind of slides right back because the weight of this thing in the center. So I think with some tape, we'll make these tighter and hopefully it will hold in place. Just like one little layer of tape might be enough. Okay. Here's some tape. Okay. Oh. All right, yep, with more tape. Just kind of ran tape in several sections along here, and it will hold in various positions. So it can get really steep, maybe too steep. I don't know if that's gonna, how much weight that's gonna hold, but Alright, looks like I might need to use a little bit more tape. And it's got a little bouncy, but not bad. This is functional. Oh, yeah, definitely gonna need more tape. It's slipping. But not bad. Oh, there we go. Alright. So this Moab rock is not as interesting as Mammoth rock back here, but I think you can do some cool stuff with it. I'm going to mess with this a little bit more. So I have to say this little Moab section can be pretty cool with some creativity. I wouldn't expect it to be super exciting right out of the box like the Mammoth course is. But yeah, these things are pretty dang cool. The quality is really nice, but yeah, they're a little pricey, but not totally unreasonable for what you get. You know, it can take hours and hours to make something really custom, and these seem like they'll last a long time. So hit that subscribe button if you want to see videos about more crazy custom stuff and future projects relating to this Mammoth section. And I'm also going to be working on my carpet track for this brand new microbe short course truck that I haven't even taken out of the box yet. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. And if you want to support the channel, remember there's stickers on the California Worldwide website for your RCs, and anything you buy from that website will directly benefit the channel. Thanks for watching. Peace.